straight down, keep coming down. Now a little bit towards you. Okay, so here's the thing. If we keep doing this and she keeps popping up, we're not gonna get anywhere. It's not gonna be productive. So one of the things that you can think about is capturing it. You're not teaching her to lie down. She already knows how to do that. All you're doing is associating the word with the behavior of laying down. So when you see her go to lay down, and then give her that treat.
Yeah, I've been doing that a little bit.
But let me ask you something. How does she lie down at home?
Like a lioness. With
So
her
she
paws
sphinx?
out front sphinx.
Okay.
It's not gonna happen for you right now.
She says, no, I just popped back up. The other thing to think about is, for now, when you ask her to sit, good,
girl.
perfect, there was no treat in that hand, good for you. That's the way to do it, Amy.
You're just a little girl.
Touch. Good girl.
Aw,
Very
you're
good.
doing good. Yes, you are. Thank you, kisser.
Okay, let's run through what we worked on. Because when she looks, and are you using the clicker or a marker word at least?
Sometimes, but not consistently.
So one of the
Because
reasons
what
why-
happens is, like, I'll be seeing an opportunity where I have her attention and I'm not near the clicker, but I keep working.
So what you can do is think of click or yip. Those are words you can use because the marker is really helpful for her to understand that what she did is what you asked her to do. That's why we like markers, because it's our way of communicating with the dog. So they can understand, like, what you just asked her to do, what she does, that's correct. Slippers. Good girl. I know, what do you think? Is that a good girl? So go ahead and call her name.
Slippers.
Click. Good.
Girl.
And so you think about the clickable moment in each behavior, so that act of her turning her head,
Excellent.
good. Now I want you to ask her to sit with the verbal no hand signal.
Okay.
So we're gonna get her up.
Come on up. Come on, Slip.
Now,
Good girl. Sit.
yes, click.
Good
Okay?
girl.
So now you have two ways of asking her, the verbal or the hand signal. Go ahead and ask her, yeah, good.
Very good.
How's the drop going? Did you
Go ahead,
open?
give her a treat. It
Well,
said you
I've
clicked.
gotten as far as,
Yeah.
I've gotten as far as dropping
Here,
them
we can
and
leave this
keeping.
open, that can help you watch.
Okay.
If we, either one of us that walk by,
I've-
that was good of you to think about that, so tell
I've
me.
gotten as far as like dropping a few pieces of treats down on the floor and keeping my hands in the middle of it while she eats, but I haven't been able to get her to leave it alone or stop eating it,
To stop eating what?
like to leave it.
And what do you want her to leave?
The treats that are on the floor.
So the treats are light.
Yeah.
So that becomes the cue that says, I want you to drop what you've got, okay? So then after you say drop, you pause for that second, drop the treats, and then you play that party. So it works out to be something like this. And I always pick something that's not as important to the dog, you know, in terms of where we start. What word are you gonna say?
Leave it.
Okay. Leave it. Look, I got this one over here. Good girl. So she has that party and my other hand can pick this up. That's how we start it. You don't need the clicker in this case. So why don't you try that?
Leave it. Good girl.
And you want to not be stingy with this because the party becomes the most important thing.
Okay.
You can imagine that if she
So
had
leave
the
more
bully
than
stick,
one.
and she was really playing with that bully stick back and forth, you know, one treat may not give you enough time to get that bully stick back. All right, let me see how they are. So you're gonna get her on leash. She must be outside.
Slippers. Leave it.
Now, left hand plays with the food, because you gotta get her over here playing with the food. And you don't have to worry about the click. You don't have to worry about the click, okay? And so it becomes kind of a choreograph.
It's all right. It's all
You
right.
let us know. Thank you for letting us know. You did so good.
What a good
So we
girl.
kind of figure out where you drop the item,
Yeah.
so that you can then,
Thank
like
you for
if she's
telling
got,
us.
if she's over here playing
Thank you
with
for
with
telling
this,
us.
that we would drop the treats over here so we can play
Away.
this game. Not so far away that we can't pick it up.
We hear. We know that somebody's here. You did good.
Look at that.
Thank you for
So
telling us.
if this is here and I'm telling her to leave it, I don't want the treats over there.
You did good.
Because I can't have the party. I need to have it right here, okay? If you watch that video, he has it right there next to, so so he can play with the treats and get his dog to drop it where it is. All right, so I'll take the white dumbbell, and you're going to sit with her and start just feeding treats, okay?
Okay.
I'll talk to them and get everybody situated. And you can practice the sit, touch, all of that. Have a seat. So you got your mat, and why don't you sit over that way? That way we can-
You want me to move?
Huh? Can I switch seats with
So
you?
here's where we're gonna feed her treats.
Let me just stand over here.
The fact that she can feed the dog.
Good. Slippers. Hi. There you go. What's going on? There you go.
And here's how you find out, you know, if she's in her rational brain. If she will sit for you, Amy, she's back in the thinking zone, right? So she can learn. If she totally won't even sit when you ask, she's too focused on the other dog. Just be sure there's no treat in your hand when you give her that hand signal. So how's it going with her? Good.
Good, that was good.
Cool.
Yeah, nice.
Okay,
Good job, Matt.
so
Very good.
we are,
It's a lot to coordinate, huh? You're getting there, you're doing great.
we're gonna work forward in terms of the new behaviors for tonight.
Oh, so good.
So,
Oh, so good.
we're gonna work
Yes,
on-
you did.
come when called, polite greeting, and go to your mat. So let's get them actively working in terms of going to their mat. So, you know from puppy class how we worked on that in terms of, you know, you can,
And if you want to, if you want her off the mat, so you can tell her to go to the mat.
well, she didn't jump on me.
Just here.
I'll be right back. So just if you hear things, you're gonna feed her.
There you go. And as soon as she steps on it, click, treat. Does that make sense? Let's try it. Let's throw her one, so she's off the mat. And then tell her mat. Point, click. Treat. Good. Good job. So you can do that.
Treat, okay. And I'll help her a little bit.
She's doing good.
So, you can drop the leash. So, I'm going to, I always think about where the mat is. Slippers. Slippers. Ready? Go to your mat. And the first thing I do is click for 2 paws on it. I start them like getting them to be comfortable. Will you like hers better? Do you like hers better? Ready? Look at that.
Go get the treat.
This is no one. Want to try this one? Slippers. 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 Go to your mat. Go to your mat. Ready, slippers. Let's go to our mat. Good job. Go get it. Let's go to the mat. Good girl.
She's funny with 2 feet only.
Good girl.
Come on.
Go to your mat. So you might get up here and try and see if you can get her, you know, I was trying to move around on the mat so she was coming more onto the mat instead of just the 2 paws. But what I do is I try to follow it where we do 2 paws, then 4 paws, then I ask for a sit.
Slip. Mat.
Very good.
Slippers. Mat.
Very good.
Mat.
And so here's where I don't like to keep repeating it, because I think that, you know, we're just getting into that point that, She doesn't understand and we keep repeating it, and then over time it may be that she just waits for us to say it that many times. So I think about setting her up, and sometimes it's the mat, sometimes it's the, we've got this going on over here and now I'm not interested in doing it. And that's why I was trying to stand here, because if I had them, if I go in here, the dog would come in front of me to get a treat, right? And so you being where you are, that's perfect too, because you would think she would come all the way over here to get the treat. But for some reason, she's not doing it tonight.
Slippers. Slippers. Matt? Matt? Slippers, match. Matt.
So, what do you think's going on? To me, she's not focused.
She's distracted.
Right.
So how do you get her back into focus?
Well, like I said, it might be what's going on over there,
Mm-hmm.
okay, in terms of that aspect. So sometimes we can vary the treats. So this is actually beef
That's
liver.
it. Very good.
So this is a different treat. It comes from another company I really like. Wanna try it? Wanna see if you like it? So you can try these. I would make them separate, so why don't you put yours on the table? And here's this. So, and that's just beef liver. So you can toss one, there you go. Go ahead and call her.
Slippers, Matt.
Click. Now, what you just saw is that you needed that hand signal to be there for a period of time. Give her the treat. Go ahead and toss one away. Let's try keeping your finger pointed down.
Matt.
Click. Good. And now give her the treat close to you where she literally has to come further on it.
Okay.
So go ahead and toss.
Slippers, Matt.
Good. Click. Give that treat. Good. Good.
Girl.
So here's what I would do at home. I would keep practicing. Click. Good girl.
That's it.
Click again. It's okay. Give her one of your treats. Good.
Good girl.
So,
That's it.
let me get you some more. Because this is what can happen too. They can just get tired of doing the same thing.
Uh-huh.
So the other thing that you can do now is add the sit. When she gets on it, ask her to sit.
Slippers.
So here's some of this again. Okay.
Matt.
Click. Good. Perfect click.
Girl.
Toss it off.
Excellent. Oop, that far away. She's gone. Slippers. Slippers. Matt. Matt.
So sometimes a hand that sweeps down is more effective because they follow a point. So it might be that your left hand comes and sweeps over instead of the right hand because she's off to your left. So try sweeping.
Slippers. Matt.
She says no. So at this point it could be that she's, just wait. Yeah, she says no. So let me get her attention. We're gonna try one more and then we're gonna call it and say, we're done.
Good girl.
But you had to lure her with the food. So a clever dog says, just hold out, Mom. If you hold out, Mom will lure me with